Hello, I'm Emma Warren, curator of Chertsey Museum, and I have with me here our wonderful 10th century Viking sword. It was found in the gravel pit near where Thorpe Park is at the moment, and it was found in the 1980s by somebody doing gravel extraction. The reason it's magnificent is because we don't really have anything else like it from the area. We know that the Vikings attacked Chertsey Abbey, which is just across the road from the museum here, in 871 AD. However, we don't know whether this sword was left then or not. There was a later raid as well. It is possible that it could have been left behind in battle, although it is in remarkably good condition considering it spent over 1,000 years in water. But there are actually no signs at all of any weapon damage on it from combat. So it's much more likely that it was actually left in gravel as an offering to a Norse god. It's quite heavy. It weighs about 2 bags of sugars. It's just over 2 kilos, and it's about 1.5 centimetres shy of 1 metre long. So it's quite an impressive weapon, and you would have had to have been quite a strapping lad to be able to wield this around your head in combat, which again leads to the theory that it was probably ceremonial. It has the maker's name along the blade. It also has evidence of some fine decoration on the hilt. We don't know what the grip would have been made of. It's now missing. It would probably have been made of reindeer horn or something similar to that, but it has decomposed over the years. Another reason that it's thought to have been a votive sword rather than for combat is because the Vikings really revered their swords. They were something that they would pass on from father to son through generations. They would give their sword a name, and they would write poetry about their wonderful sword. So it seems unlikely, given that cultural background, that it would have just been discarded in a river. It is of course possible that the owner of this sword was killed in combat, but we know that the Viking raid was very successful, and the monks didn't put up too much of a fight. So on the balance of it, it's more likely to have been a votive sword. The sword is thought to have been made by a German sword maker called Ulfbert, who was prolific in the Rhineland area and would probably have been exported to Scandinavia. We know that Chertsey Abbey was sacked by the Vikings mainly because it was a very large abbey. It was the first abbey to be founded in Surrey, and it was the 5th largest monastery in the country at its heyday, which had lands that covered in the region of 50,000 acres. So it was a very important area. It was much more likely that the Vikings attacked it because of its wealth rather than because of any religious significance. It's thought that the Vikings, despite popular local myth, they didn't come up the Abbey River to Chertsey Abbey. It's much more likely that they came to the Thames at Staines, or maybe round by Chertsey Bridge, and then came across land to Chertsey Abbey, where they sacked it. During the first raid, they actually killed all the monks and the abbot who were living there. There was 90 of them in total, and they have since become Christian martyrs.